Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and in this video I want to talk about team building in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So with Season 3 of Dragon Ball FighterZ now upon us, team building has gotten different. So before, in previous Seasons 1 and 2, everyone only had the one assist, and with that one assist, team building kinda got stagnant, kinda got fixed, right? But now with Season 3, multiple assists per character really opens up the concepts of how you want to build a team, obviously too, how characters have changed, and even other mechanics, like the limit break mechanic, honestly, also affects how you maybe want to place a character on a team, right? So team building is now the new Wild West once again, right? So in this video, I just want to go over what makes a good team, and how should you build a team. Now, here we are at the character select screen. Obviously, this is where it all begins, right? So any team building needs 3 characters to work with. And will any 3 characters work together all the time fantastically? Well, no. There are specific synergies and all that stuff to be sure. But in the end, I'm just going to say go with your heart, right? That is the most important thing. If you're playing the people you like, that is generally what you're here for. This is why you're playing a fighting game, right? Now, what we're going to do here is, generally speaking, when you have your 3 characters, there is 3 defined roles. The first character up is what we call the point character. The second character in your team is what we call the mid. And the final character is what we call the anchor. So what we're going to be doing here is just discussing each role first before we go into more generalized concepts of team building. Now, looking at a point character, the first character up in your team. Now, the point character means a lot of things. One, the point character should be like the message you're trying to send, right? This is the character nominally what your team is about. And the other 2 people, obviously, while they're cool and, you know, you pick them for a reason, this is the character that is like, hey, this is my team. I am an XYZ. Like, for this example here, we're going to use Dragon Ball Super Broly. Like, Dragon Ball Super Broly is my main, right? My main of mains. That's why he is up front. Now, I know this might seem like backwards logic in a way, but while the point character is, you know, the statement you're trying to make in a way, the point character is also the character that is allowed to be the weakest on the team. Why? Because they have the most support backing them up. A character that's on point has access to 2 different assists because, you know, hey, your other buddies are in the back, right? So a character that either likes assists a lot, well, and everyone likes assists, but let's phrase it differently. A character that sort of needs assists. They are generally going to be speaking the characters you want up front. So a character like Android 21, she quote-unquote needs assists, just because a lot of her combo structure, like stuff like this here, and you end on the knee dunk, the enemy can tech out, and like, worst case scenario too, because it's an airborne tech, they can forward tech out and just get out of the corner by themselves. So you want to use assists in a way to like help your combo structure out to make sure you can get your sliding knockdowns and all that kind of stuff. Now, she can get those by herself and all that, to be sure, right? But the big thing is like side switching, or maybe you have to use a Vanish to keep the side you're on, and it just is a little bit awkward and a little bit annoying. She can certainly do stuff by herself, but assists just make her life a lot easier compared to, say, the average character, so that is why maybe she would be the point character. Now, say someone like Ginyu. Ginyu is amazing at filling the screen with garbage, right? Like, summoning the Ginyu Force and just going crazy, that's awesome. But while he's doing it, sometimes there's gaps. He himself is, you know, very susceptible to being attacked while calling the Ginyu Force, either in neutral or during a block string. So assists are there to kind of help fill the screen with even more noise than he normally can put out himself, just to make what he can do all the more effective. So for combo structure and whatever, it doesn't matter. Ginyu's completely self-sufficient for combos, but he likes assists a lot just to help him get his game plan off the ground. And then you have people like Nappa who just... Nappa doesn't work without assists. His combo structure, his whole game plan, everything is predicated around assists. So someone like Nappa wants to be a point character just basically out of necessity more than anything else. So assists, yes, they can help, you know, overcome some shortcomings, say, in a character's combo structure, but as we went over with Ginyu, they can also help really strengthen the character's neutral, but it can also help strengthen, you know, anything you can really think of that a character can't really do well by themselves. But with an assist, they can do great. So Android 21 is an example here. So if I did like a very basic block string here, in and of itself, you know, it's not much, right? And it's a little bit negative on block. But say if I use the Bardock B assist to follow up here. So it looks something like this here. And then at that point, I'm in a unique position that I can force basically a 50-50 cross-up here, thanks to Android 21's Jumping H, which has a very good cross-up potential. So the string I am doing here, it is all one true block string. And then, hey, well, you know what? I got my cross up, right? So the block string ends just in time for the cross up to hit him in the noggin. And this is obviously something I can't set up myself because once my knee gets blocked, hey, my turn's over. So thanks to the assist, it helps, let me do something like that. It gives me the mix-up potential I never had before. So assist can also do great for stuff like mix-up potential. And certain characters can take grand use of that. In the end, I guess you could say your point character is your most versatile character, because with the fact that they have 2 assists to back them up, any game plan you wish to enforce becomes very easy to enforce, right? It could be just something as simple as like, a key blast gimmick here, like, there we go. I do my basic key blast, call the assist to cover, and if it hits, awesome. Then, homing dash into full combo, and if not, then the block stun will make sure I can't get down H for trying my homing dash and just go from there, right? That's just one example of countless ones. Whatever you want to do, whatever your character is capable of, the assist is there to magnify it. Yes, absolutely, it can be there to shore up a weakness, but it can also be there to make a strength even more overwhelming. So in the end, I guess you could say the point character is going to be the best version of themselves because they get to do all the wackiest stuff they are capable of thanks to having 2 characters backing them up. This freedom obviously goes down a bit once you get to your mid and your anchor, but they have different roles to fill. Now we come to the mid character, the middle child, your second of your 3 characters. And what is their role on a team? Well, not to sound a little bit reductive, but one of their biggest roles, if not their biggest role, is to provide an assist that your point character really likes. So I got 3 classic examples of people that can be a mid here in Season 3 Dragon Ball FighterZ. So Kid Buu, the A assist here, the old gumball. The amount of lockdown this provides when the enemy guards it is insane. It is the most in the game of any assist. That is not like a C assist anyways. And it just allows so much. So you can do whatever block string and then call it in. They're locked down, at which point then you go for all the crazy mix-ups you want. High, low, left, right, all that kind of stuff, right? So it is an assist that is very handy if your point character is a very pressure/mix-up character. Someone like Kid Goku here. His A assist, the old upwards arcing Kamehameha, has proved to be one of the most dominant assists in the history of the game, as all of Season 2 proved. And this assist doesn't provide anything in specific for a specific character other than just amazing screen control and amazing neutral, which, hey, any character can gladly take, right? So this is a great just catch-all assist and can definitely help any character up front. And then, of course, we got the new Bardock B assist, which is just absurd. High block stun, high hit stun, lets any combo stuff happen. As you can see, obviously goes full screen, so you can do like a key blast into this and it'll combo, and you combo from there. So it's just something that's eminently useful to anyone. So certain characters have very specific assists for very specific game plans, and that's character to character to be sure. And some people are more of a generalist style assist. But yeah, the main reason you pick a mid is like the point character you are choosing. This character has an assist that complements them greatly. Now, that all said, that is not the only reason to pick a mid, although it is a fairly big one, to be honest with you. So I guess in a roundabout way, you can consider your mid your backup point character. They still benefit from whatever assist, is given to you by your anchor, to be sure. And when your point character is getting lower on health, because, hey, you do want to save characters, right? The mid character is a very easy to switch into option. So even something as basic as this, right? Okay, my health's out. I'm going to Z-change out, get my blue health back. Now the mid's going to run rampant, while the original point character is now getting the blue health back and being safe, right? Now it's the mid's job to be the point character, as it were. So for the anchor position, I've chosen 3 characters here that have been very predominant anchors over the history of Dragon Ball FighterZ. So first here, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Yamcha. And why is that? Well, because they have really good assists. So Yamcha will Fang Fist, Vegeta has the consecutive energy blast, and of course Super Saiyan Goku has the ever reliable beam assist, right? So one of the things the anchor does is provide this very reliable assist to the other 2 characters. The other 2 characters can go in with a reasonable expectation that they'll be able to use the anchor's assist till either you win the game or till they're dead and now you're down to the anchor. So the anchor should be providing a fairly reasonable assist for your first 2 characters to use, be it for neutral, for combo structure, for block string, for gimmicks, whatever you need it for. It is there and it should be a reliable one. Now, speaking of reliable, that's, I guess, the most cornerstone thing of the anchor, right? When you're down 2 characters and you're up to your last character, you still want to win the game, right? Although it might be a bit hard because, 1 versus 3 or even 1 versus 2, it's difficult, right? So what the anchor character should be is your most fundamentally sound character on your team. So pretend it's not Dragon Ball FighterZ anymore, right? Pretend it's Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. This is a one-on-one game. And what characters would you want to play on your team if this was a one-on-one game? And that is the mindset you need with an anchor, because they have no help. They got to do it by themselves, so they need to be, once again, fundamentally sound. Now, technically, can any character make that 1 versus 3 comeback? Yes, absolutely, but certain characters are better at it than others. So you want a character that basically doesn't need assist for combo structure, doesn't need assist for neutral. They can just play their own game and it will work solo, right? And once again, these are 3 character examples because they've done it just fine, right? The anchor character rarely is going to have probably traditional mix-ups in the way you think about it, like weird left-right stuff. But certain things can be very helpful for an anchor character to have. So besides just the strong fundamentals, which precludes, good neutral play, all that kind of stuff, you do still want to be able to crack people open, right? A lot of what the anchor is going to be doing is winning in stray exchanges, like I catch you in the air and hit you, or I manage to, just do a lot of like delay pressure until you finally crack the hit a button I can counter hit you, that kind of stuff, right? But these other things you got to keep in mind. One, a command grab is very good. So Broly, as our example here, kind of the command grab king of Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? So at any point here, I don't have to worry, like, okay, if I'm doing block string here, and if, like, say my staggers don't work or whatever, my turn's over and it's your turn, I don't want to do that. So every now and then, I'm going to pepper in a command grab, right? And any kind of command grabs that are just more than your basic Dragon Rush definitely help to open people up while you're the anchor. Now, another thing here is strong left-right potential. So Cooler. Cooler, when the enemy is blocking his attacks, he has a lot of opportunities to always make it his turn, make it plus on block, right? And from that, okay, am I going to hit buttons? Am I going to continue? Am I going to Dragon Rush you? Or can I very easily left-right you, right? So Cooler, even if he's right beside you, his left-right potential is very easy. Like, he's not going to miss his cross-up medium, and he has enough range to hit with his other mediums, so it always works, right? So his left-right potential as a solo character is good, because I can put you in a position where you don't want to hit buttons, and then basically, okay, now guess strike, guess throw, or guess a potential cross-up, or even, potential fake cross-up, like jumping up and doing a homing dash. So your overhead low potential as an anchor generally is lower, because overhead low mix-ups generally preclude you having an assist to help back you up. But for left-right stuff, hey, keep in mind, and Cooler is obviously not the only character, I'm just using an example here, but anyone who could easily connect from like a point-blank cross-up here and still get follow-ups is a strong consideration as an anchor to have. Another big consideration is to take in the new limit break mechanic, right? So obviously, in essence, you would think it affects everyone equally because everyone gets the same damage buff, right? But certain characters like Tien does more damage than the average character thanks to his potential, supers and all that kind of stuff, right? So Tien, I can kill you in Limit Break without Sparking Blast. I don't even need it, right? So just a quick example here. And here we go. So this is one touch of death combo. No Sparking Blast, no multiple assists, no corner only start, all that kind of stuff, right? Tien just does that much damage, and thanks to the Limit Break, he does all the much more yet. Also, what really helps is this. So Limit Break doesn't increase the damage of your supers, right? So you can't rely on that. So the old Tien shotgun, tri-beam, that doesn't get boosted. But what does get boosted is the EX attacks in Limit Break. EX attacks do more damage. So with that in mind, a character that actually wants to use EX attacks, which is a lot easier now obviously in Season 3, those EX attacks also get the buff. So just a quick example here. So if we turn on our damage values, and you think I know where to go right now, right? There we are. So just something as simple as this here. Volleyball attack, before we even finish the combo, that's 36% thanks to the Limit Break buff. That's crazy, right? So anyone who actually wants to use EXs either in combos or in neutral or whatever, they also get the big buff from Limit Break. So Limit Break, yes, it helps everyone equally in that regard, but characters who are anchors who already can do big damage, it just exponentially makes their damage that much bigger. So in the end, when it comes to the anchor, yes, you want that good assist that helps other people out, and self-sufficiency is the name of the game. When the chips are down, you're down to your last character, they gotta be able to do it all by themselves. So if you're like looking for a very gimmick-happy character, a lot of, just weird mix-ups and, just plain bamboozling your foe, that is just generally not the character you're looking for as an anchor. You want someone who is effectively like your Ryu in Street Fighter to play the most basic, fundamentally sound game you can to make that big comeback. So in the end, those are kind of the basic concepts of point, mid, and anchor, right? The point character likes assists, wants assists to help with whatever their game plan might be it screen control, be it pressure, be it mix-ups, whatever. The mid is there to provide assist for the point character and also be a backup point character himself when the chips are down. And the anchor is the glue that holds everything together, right? Now, if you were to ask me, okay, well, who goes what where? Who's a point character, who's a mid, who's an anchor? Now, I find that a bit rigid in thinking, especially in Season 3 as it stands. Now, I could provide you a list, and you know what? For the heck of it, here's a list, right? If I had to define every character specifically only by one role where they should be. But the reality is, it's not quite as cut and dry as that, right? Many characters can fit many roles. Not everyone just has to be a point, or just has to be a mid, or just has to be an anchor. A lot of characters are very flexible. And now, of course, any list I'm about to show you here in a second here, this is fully my opinion only, so don't freak out if you disagree, right? But speaking of that exact word here, flexible, so let's talk about it. So I have a couple characters here I think are incredibly flexible. So I got these characters here who I think can just honestly excel in any role you give them. That is, they can be fine as a point, they can be fine as a mid, they can be fine as an anchor. Now, for all these characters, I do believe they have roles they prefer, like the first one here, I'm a Broly guy, right? I do personally prefer Broly as the point character, but I realize he works as a mid, he works as an anchor. Now, why does he work as a point? Well, one, his screen control is crazy, and any given assist will just help, really home in on the point of screen control. His neutral is really, really, really strong, and assists are just there to help really just up the neutral even more. And plus, with his combo structure, he does assist a little bit, right? As a mid, he provides a really good assist. His A assist is really solid. He has one of the better C assists, right? So he's a really good assist for any point character you can think of. And of course, as a backup point, hey, he also works out just fine. As an anchor, once again, we just talked about it. His neutral is impeccable. So as an anchor with no backup, it's still hard to get in on him. All the options he has, from big normals to armor to, some of the best zoning in the game, if not the best zoning in the game, he really works. Also, Limit Break makes those extra random grabs all the more painful yet, right? So he's a character that can just basically work in any role you want to give him. Now, once again, with his combo proclivities here, he does assist, yes, but with Season 3 changes as well, he can go into lay level 3 from a medium lariat now. That's really good. That helps his damage output by a lot and helps him be a bit more independent than he used to be before, and some other changes. So he's an example, and I know he's Broly a lot in my videos, but I'm a Broly guy, so that's how it is. But he's an example of a character that works at any of the 3 positions of the game. And to briefly speak on some of the other characters on this list here, so someone like Cooler, once again here, big normals, good screen control, provides good assists as well. It works out just fine. He doesn't need anything from anyone really combo-wise other than just up his damage. He works fine all 3. Android 16, once again, and not every character on this list is tippity top tier, obviously, like Android 16, but once again, he works as a character that just can do everything by himself, so he's fine as an anchor, has good assists, good as a mid, and he likes combos for his combo structure, because the old dunks here, they can definitely use some help when you call an assist, and then just re-go from there. Of course, when I dropped it because of my recording, but you get the idea, right? Dragon Ball Super Broly, for much the same reasons I talked about before. Limit Break really helps him more than most, because once again, just like as we showed in the TN example for anchors, his damage is higher than the average character, and he is a character prone to using EXs and combos now, especially more than ever. So his damage throughput gets even more magnified as an anchor, despite the fact he likes assists. And of course, his screen control and all that's really good. And of course, if you want to put him as a point, hey, then you got the assist to work with, all that kind of stuff. GT Goku, just GT Goku. I don't even need to talk. You should know by now. There's no arguing it, right? He works everywhere. Trunks, a character that's classically a good anchor assist. Now with the new flip changes and all that, is now much more better at mix-ups than he ever was before. So you can easily now see him putting him as a point character and like benefiting from all the assists that give you good mix-up potential. And of course himself, Change the Future is already one of the better assists in the game. Now he has a beam assist, which is fantastic, so on and so forth. Gotenks, the character has fallen out of favor, sure. But still, once again, strong in basically every position thanks to the fact the game plan's solid and provides good assists, right? Frieza! I know a lot of people are like, oh, Frieza has to be an anchor, all that, especially because they know all the Golden Frieza changes. But Frieza is a solid enough mid, has the new B assist is really good. If we're talking about mix-up stuff here and gimmicks, especially for characters with command grabs, Frieza's B assist is like the new best game in town. And as a point character, Frieza is really good at filling the screen with garbage, right? That's part of the reason why Ginyu's a good point character, and Frieza can do a lot of kind of the same, and so having more assists to help fill the screen with garbage is good. Cell, well, Cell, whatever, we don't need to talk about that. And Bardock, I know most people traditionally think of Bardock as like a point or a mid character, but hey, his fundamentals as an anchor are fundamentally sound, right? And plus with the new B assist he has, a lot of characters and a lot of teams are going to want to take use of it because it's pretty friggin' ridiculous. Now, for the sake of being a little bit completionist here, since we showed off a little chart showing characters that are good at multiple positions, there's a lot of characters that get kind of pegged into a hole like, okay, it has to be an anchor, or has to be mid, or has to be point. There's a lot of characters, in my opinion, that are good at multiple roles. So we got someone like Piccolo. Piccolo, for the longest time, was like, okay, he's a point character because, you know, Hellzone Mix, right? And Hellzone Mix, while it still exists, it's harder to get now. It certainly isn't canned like it used to be with snapbacks and all that kind of stuff, right? But I think Piccolo, he still works fine as the point, yeah, but he's a character, especially in Season 3 with the changes to his A assist, has been really opened up and can work as a mid. I think his A assist is very underexplored here, because, you get 2 projectiles now instead of the 1, right? And other characters too, like, hey, Kefla. Kefla is a strong point character, can definitely benefit from assist to help her mix up potential and all that kind of stuff. But her B assist is very solid, like, good combo potential, good lockdown potential, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't just have to be a point character, right? Other characters here, like Base Goku. I know 99% of the time, Base Goku is going to be the anchor. Sure, absolutely, right? But he's not even the worst character as a mid. Say he had a low block stun assist, like say a TNA assist or something. So he can like do whatever combo called TNA assist, overwrite the block stun, and then go for a throw. And then you're just kind of left there twiddling your thumbs because you didn't expect to get thrown in the middle of the block string. But he can't do that without help of assist, without just, properly slowing down and taking into it, right? That is an example that could work for him as a mid. Now, once again, some of the characters I put together on this little list, I still think they're better in one position than another. Like, I think Tien's a much better anchor than he is a mid, but I can still definitely see Tien as a mid, right? So don't fall into the trap of this character has to be this position, is basically what I'm trying to say. Now that we just talked about, hey, don't pigeonhole certain characters into certain roles, some characters definitely do need to be in certain roles. So we got a little chart here. Nappa is one. Nappa, none of his game plan works without assists, right? And he needs to assist a lot to do a lot of stuff, either to cover up his neutral or just to do a lot of the cool stuff he does in the corner, right? So he's a character that needs to be a point. An anchor or a mid Nappa is just wasting his potential as a character. You wouldn't want to do that. Someone like Jiren. Jiren, especially now, thanks to Season 3 changes here, his assist is insane. Like, look at that, right? For multiple levels, just trying to catch people, see if, they fall into it, the combos to block stuff, anything you can think of. His assist is crazy, but he's not a great anchor character, right? So you basically just always want him as a mid. So the point character can make use of this insanely good assist. And when he's up in bat, he can do whatever he has, but don't leave him as the anchor. And someone like Yamcha still has one of the best assists in the game. Like, even if he isn't as popular as he used to be, the assist is still as good as it ever was, right? This assist is so good, you don't want to deprive the other two characters of using it. It's really that cut and dry, right? So, as an anchor, he's really good as an anchor anyways, right? But he could work as a mid or a point, but then why deprive another character of that assist? That's the main reason why you should be using him as an anchor. because it's too good not to be used. So Yamcha should always be an anchor, not through any fault of his own. It's really more that the assist is so good that you need to use it as much as you can before you can't use it anymore. And that's team building in a nutshell. Team building theory in Season 3, especially Dragon Ball FighterZ. We could talk about this forever, man, because there's so much to go over. And this, honestly, I consider the basics of the matter. But that said, that hopefully should help you understand the roles of point, mid, and anchor, characters that are a little bit more valuable in other roles than others, and don't get too locked into, hey, this character has to be this certain thing. And with all that said, hey, I hope this guide helped you out, and I guess that is the end of this video. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.